Welcome, I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjutsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Everything that I share and say and do is for a reason. If there sounds like a contradiction, there isn't. Investigate further. Hope you're all doing well out there. Okay, it's been a strange day. Something is going on. This morning, I get up, go online, and the first video I come across is Thoth's computer simulation. I sat there and watched the whole thing. There's no sound. But I was watching it and things were shouting out at me. And I've been trying to process it, trying to go over the data and how I'm going to articulate and convey this. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I'm just going to leave this one. Father upon my mind, sit down. I sit down. In fact, I was cleaning the house, like trying to ignore it. And Father's like, no, I'm going to help you give a basic insight as long as you just share the images and the symbols. I'm like, okay. I sit down. I've got to do this. I cannot not do it. And I'm very grateful and humble, but this is challenging. I'm connected to our source, to this channel of communication. And so I'm going to give a basic insight into this video. Thoth's computer simulation. Now I'm here to glorify our Father's name. To stand up for the kingdom. This is not from me. I could not put this stuff together. And Father, as I've mentioned in my channel, activated my pineal gland years ago and it has killed me. And I've got a depth perception that's enhanced and I see things, reality, very differently. And it's helped me to put the symbology together for greater revelation. The symbols through symbology. I love symbology. Okay. So don't worry if this goes over your head. Just look at the images, the very basic rudimentary shapes and symbols, okay? If you've been following me for a while, you're going to see the same symbols and signs I've been sharing and talking about. And this video is coming to our experience today for a reason, to give us an insight in what's going on. Many of you have received what's termed a gold ticket. You are chosen, sealed in the book of life. You are part of a process, a prime number, a light spectrum where you're about to enter over a threshold into a new timeline. Everything is about to flip, come alive. There's going to be a supernatural, mystical transformation that's going to occur with our lives, and it's tied with a flash event. A sudden transformation that will occur with our lives, and hence we've got to keep watch. For many others, they're still asleep. That's okay. Many are still crossing over with us. Yet there's a lot going on. So the first thing you notice, the light cones, okay, in this image. And I recently talked about our chakras from the channel Create With Love 8. She gave us the concept of our chakras, the cones, they go vertical. When I heard that, I knew. And I shared with you this image, okay, of our chakras. Hopefully you can see that right. What they look like an hourglass, okay? Or like a spindle. And so much more than that. Okay, and I shared with you this image as well in my previous video, okay? Abraham means, or connected and related to, and means Saturn. So is Israel, okay, to do with Saturn. Doing my deep research, the Old Testament, the relation between words and their meanings, I found that Abraham means Saturn and Israel is to do with the sower It's to do with the harvest and sickle, right? We are termed as Israel, okay? It's to do with the Yod He Vah He. It's to do with the I am that I am, or I am what I am. We are connected with light. We are of the light, and we're going through a process of a transformation. And as I was watching the video, I come across this image where the 0 point is where 13 is located. 13 is connected with Christ. 12 apostles, Jesus Christ making the 13. This is connected with the serpent bearer, Orpheus and Aquarius. They are one and the same. That may sound strange, just bear with me. So as I'm watching the video, I see they start doing the sacred geometry lines, and the first thing I thought of was that, which I've shared recently in a video. I kept having this synchronicity. This was popping up in the most strangest places. I was like, what is with this? So again, I share this to show you we are receiving these symbols, these signs, showing us we are connected with this presentation. Whether we completely understand it or not, it doesn't matter. It's to give us confirmation we are part of something unique, okay? I'm trying to keep it very basic and simple so you understand. That's what Thoth wants me to do. That's what Father is called me to do. He knows that I will do it. So out of the sacred geometry lines, we get this, okay? A map of the heavens, the vault of heaven, the Masorothic map, the vault of heaven, okay? It's pointing to a celestial event. Now, this month seems very interesting. I'm also just sharing this, so it's recorded and documented. On the 11th, funny enough, of this month, right, 11th, we also have the sun next to Saturn, okay, in Pisces, the fish. Jesus Christ is the fisher of men. We have Mercury, the interceder, the intermediate and activator, which is Christ, to the eternal. And we have Venus. Venus is also connected with Saturn. These are big players in Pisces, giving us the sign of a coming event. So bear with me. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I mentioned about your heaven and earth unto itself, a cubic reality. And don't worry about trying to do the math, etc. When you watch the video, you don't need to do that. In the center at 0 point, we get the Eye of Ra, which is to do with your pineal gland, okay? Now, remember I mentioned about the higher octave overlaid with us. This is a perfect image of that. Another pyramid sliding in the top of this pyramid. Now, we are called up. We are in, should we say, with the Father, the King's chamber, in the top of the pyramid here. And there is a higher octave, which is to do with the future. It's now sliding through the top of this pyramid, okay? A higher octave. All right, don't worry if that goes over your head. Okay, let me pause there. So remember, many of us have invested in our eternal heavenly homes, into the kingdom of God. Our measuring rod went in. We got visions of a wonderful future. Many of you are sealed and in the book of life. You are destined already for this place in the future. As mentioned in Secret Teachings of Osiris, many of you are going to be translated over the threshold into the land of the living. It's going to be a shock, a wonderful transformation that's going to occur with your lives. Hence, you will be drawn to channels like this where you receive this type of disclosure and preparation. As mentioned by Thoth, you have to. Now, again, before I begin, I'm not a part of any secret society. I love symbology. I love sacred geometry, mathematics, quantum physics, the ancient texts. I'm all about the truth and the mystery. So just look at the imagery. So at first, okay, we get the compass squaring our heaven. This is the investment, right? And this is during a short period, a duration of investment. Why we see the degradation of reality, why Saturn is having his little season. We grow exponentially why this is going on. Then we get the square, which is the new Earth. Okay, we are groaning and bursting at the seams. So now you see like two triangles emerging. Then you get the, and let me just say this as well. Remember the three rings, but we're going to stay with this first. One ring. Okay, Saturn's ring. That is slanted, tilted. That's locking the square and circle, the square and compass. Okay, only think of my lamp, three rings, and another one this side and vertical, which gives the sign of atom. All right, because our atom's DNA is going to transform our low body to a higher octave, okay, as well as our reality as a whole, the totality of it. It's incredible. Now, in the video, they zoom into the content of the pyramid, the chambers, okay, the King's Chamber, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And I noticed, again, Cancer and the 13th sign, Orpheus, the serpent bearer. This is to do with ascension. I also noticed, because these are signs and images I've been sharing with you. Here is the sun, which is termed as Ra, but we got Saturn. All right. And this is overlaid the contents of the pyramid. Let me go back to this image I've just shared with you. On the 11th of March, we have Saturn next to the sun in Pisces. All right. And I've just shared you an image of that in connection with the King's Chamber. And there's a higher octave overlaid upon it, where we get the activator, Mercury, and with Saturn connected with the sickle and door, harvest. You put the pyramid, duplicate it, turn it around, overlaid, you get this image. It's a door opening up. Airlock. Open, throw out, close. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the door. And also let me just make you aware. For ascension, Jacob's ladder, you're going up to the high octaves, not into the base of the pyramid, which is the abyss. We go up. Okay. Again, bear in mind that the the Lord of the Harvest is connected to Saturn, and we get Matthew 9:37 to 38. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, which is Saturn. Therefore, send out workers into his harvest. We're seeing that which is above going on below, going on within us and with us during this time. Saturn, yes, is connected with the serpent, also the dragon. It's also connected with wisdom, and it's a term used to explain the creative principle of God for a symbol. That's all it is, a term used. A term used to explain us playing as a default as the beast, okay, being poisoned by creation, the array of light, the infinite states of good and evil, the variance, lost with severe amnesia, with the Garden of Eden all cut down. And we end up in nightmares on a runaway train. We play many roles, going backwards and forwards, being absorbed by the spectrum, until the appointed time, the final destination, which is termed as hell, where we see a degradation of reality, because Satan has his little season connected with the first earthly man, Adam. But there is a reason why that goes through its state, which I'm going to try my best to articulate and convey now, because we've been receiving this over the recent years, the balloons. So I'm going to give an insight into this. So air, the element of air to do with spirit, ruach, there's these elements in the, let me bear with me. Okay, with the periodic and the platonic solids, as well as the alchemical table, with the illuminaries meeting in their location this month, there is a reaction which could be tied with the flash event. Now, I mentioned there's a higher octave overlaid with our timeline. Let's look at that as a balloon, but it's a larger balloon of a wonderful new heaven and earth. This bigger balloon emerged with us back in the year 2012 because there was something that happened. I'm not going to get into all that. As Saturn had its little season, there's been this entropy. This balloon timeline we've been in is going through a degradation. The spirit, the air, is being sucked out of this balloon into the bigger balloon, the higher octave, with all our desires and dreams. All that which is negative is not allowed entry. Hence, there's going to be a flip, a massive transformation. Those who are awake and remain with those who are asleep are all going to be called and caught up over the threshold into the new timeline, the new higher octave, the high spheres, a new heaven and earth that is coming down to us. Hence, we've been feeling strange because there's a lot going on in the spirit realm, in the invisible, connected with our sacred geometry, our chemistry, our anatomy, the sacred mathematics, energies and frequencies and vibrations connected with our chakras. That's going to usher us over into the new timeline, the pulse coming out of the deep, into this higher octave, which is taking all the good things. We get the language, Father is about to bolt out that which is wicked, because he's going to restore everything. 136 verses about restoration, the new heaven and earth, a kingdom that will last forever. You received the golden ticket. You are sealed and selected and in the book of life, ready for this expansion of your eternal heavenly homes, not made of human hands. That's termed a future. You are in the middle with Christ, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, with this higher octave, this pyramid that's now overlaid. Hence, you've been cast out of society. You're hid away. You're in this particular state, bursting and groaning at the seams. At 0 point, we're about to come out of 0 point, whereby there is this, what's the word? Translation over into that higher octave with the flash event from the east to the west, because there is this alignment and flash event, and this state that we are now in, we will find a supernatural mystical transformation will occur with our lives. So I think I got that across. Hence, as told to in the Bible, okay, we're not looking back. We're not going back to pick up our things from this world. We're ready for the portal to open up, which is connected with the Lord Jesus Christ. In ancient, very ancient Sanskrit, there is a word that's very connected and related to Jesus Christ, which is portal. Hence, I am the door, I am the way. Those who are anointed and the Messiah, the word being formed in you, you are going up to the high octave. Okay, there is a stargate, a door in heaven opening up that's connected to you. We look at the firmament for signs and for seasons for what's going on in us and with us. So when the triangles separate from the 0 point, you should be in the new timeline in the high octave, because they're slightly overlaid with the 0 point in the King's Chamber. We've reached this point, they overlay, and then it separates, the great separation, as we read about in the Bible. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to leave it there. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjutsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Love you guys. Have a great day.